Hi, my name is Doug, and I thought I'd tell you just a little bit about my journey to the Acts 2 side of Asbury United Methodist. I started out in New Mexico, and when I was about 6 months old, moved into Texas, and I was there until about the 6th grade, all the while going with my grandmother to the Catholic Church every morning that she was in town to light candles. So I'd say I kind of started out as a Catholic in a way. From there I moved into Tennessee, where I became a Southern Baptist, Bible Belt Baptist, and it was very different than anything I had ever experienced in my life. And I was there through maybe the first year and a half of college. Moved from there back to Texas for a short stint, and then went on up to Fresno, California, where I planned to go to college. So I started looking for a job, and I found out quickly that most people in Fresno that were going to college had already taken up all the part-time positions. So I had to kind of think outside the box a little bit. And I went to a modeling school. I just asked them, if I could make a little money and share commissions with them. And the gentleman that owned the agency told me that I had to take his class. And I told him I wasn't really interested in that, and he kicked me out. So I, left with my feelings hurt. And as I was driving away, the stylist ran around the building and pretty much jumped on the hood of my car and told me to stop, and told me that he thought he could help me out. So long story short, he ended up getting me discovered in San Francisco into the fashion industry. And then I went from there to Los Angeles, California, and in 1991 did a huge campaign for Hugo Boss and ended up being flown to Italy. And then I started a long trail of apartments internationally. So I lived in Italy, I lived in Paris, France. For about 5 years. I had an apartment in New York for 3 of those years as well, so I went back and forth. And during this time, pretty much since I left Tennessee, I was quite removed from religion. To me, the religion I had in my life was the beautiful churches in Italy and Spain. And, I'd go into Mass, I didn't understand anything they were saying, but just being around that awesome, event on Sundays and when they'd have it, really kind of kept me connected to the light that gets me up every morning. I used to tell people, because they'd ask me who my God was, and at the time I didn't really know, I was real confused. So long story short, that career went on for, it still goes on a little bit, but I ended up settling down, moving to Texas in 1998, and that's when I met my oldest son's mother, and we got married, and I had Jordan, and then did some more traveling internationally. Still wasn't really involved with any church or any religion or anything. And then September 11th pretty much changed my life, and it put me back here in Albuquerque. So the land of enchantment became the land of entrapment, because I came to visit and ended up getting stuck. That's where things got interesting. I experienced a divorce. Went a few years, by myself, raising kids and trying to figure out who I was. Played in a few rock bands. That's where I met my wife, Jill. Sunshine, Casas, who's the best thing that ever happened to me. First thing, I wouldn't say first thing, but very quickly addressed the fact that there wasn't a whole lot of religion and Christ in my life or my son's life at the time. And she was like, "You're going to church with me." So she brought me to Asbury United Methodist here, and I'm pointing over my shoulder because we started out on the traditional side, and we actually started out singing in the choir. Did that for a couple of years, and I'd say 3 or 4 years into being at Asbury, I was approached by one of the pastors and asked to come down to the Acts 2 side, which is the contemporary part, and play drums and try to help support a praise band they were trying to put together. So I came down, and my wife loves it because my drums now house here at the church instead of at our house where they'd be in the way. We already have 3 drum kits there. I have 2 other little boys now that all 3 of my sons are avid drummers. Asbury has meant a lot to me in the fact that it gave me some focus and direction. A lot of my spiritual growth has been through the music here. And Gil Flores has come in from his prior journeys in religion and really has helped me grow as a musician, as well as, given me a new hope and a new definition of what Christ can mean to somebody. So I owe Asbury a lot, and I hope that we can continue to grow this community and make it our bigger family as it grows, because that's who we turn to when we have challenges, our family here at Asbury. You gotta come check it out. It's pretty dynamic.